you can see it wasn't all the way on. So I know it was leaking. Raggy setup.
It's our T10 RAM here. It's going up against, I think, an X6 or 5.
Perfect.
What's swinging, Auto Lust gang? If you remember in the last video, I told you that I put all these mods, all this boot mod, stage 2, transmission tune, and all that BS on the X5, and it was still slow. Well, guess what? I think I found the problem. So as you can see right here, I have my aftermarket charge pipe and I have my stock charge pipe, you know, and I'm gonna pop the hood for you guys and show you. I took it out early this morning because thanks to one of you subscribers, you told me I might have a boost leak. So I went to looking for it and I think I found it. Also, if you can see here on my engine cover, it's stained by oil. So I took that crankcase breather valve out and I'm gonna tell you why I took it out, but let's get to this first. As you can see, the charge pipe connects right down here on the throttle body and then to here, and I still have the clamps on here also, you know, and then this plugs in, this little vacuum hose plugs in. The vacuum hose was tight, you know, but the problem I was having is when I look down where it connects to the throttle body, you can see it wasn't all the way on. So I know it was leaking right at the throttle body. And also, this is how I found out it was definitely leaking, because the O-ring was definitely inside. I mean, the O-ring, let me put it back in here so I can show you guys where the O-ring sits. Pretty much it sits in this little groove here. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. Sorry gang, but I just want to show you where it sits just in case, because it's another groove in here so you don't end up putting it in the wrong spot. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so as you can see, the O-ring sits right in there perfectly, and the O-ring was in place perfectly, you know. And at first I'm like, man, that's a pretty big gap for that thin O-ring to sit in. But on the stock charge pipe, it's an even bigger gap for the O-ring to sit in. So that wasn't the problem. But this is the problem. I'm almost sure of it. You see how this C-clamp, it goes all the way through when you push the clamp down? That doesn't happen when you push the clamp down on this pipe, on the aftermarket pipe, and I'm gonna show you. Now let me show you what happened when I try to pop it in on this one. And it has the same slits on the same side and everything, so that's why it's like crazy. It doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna ease it on, try to get it as even as possible, and push it down. See, it's on that even right now. So when I push it all the way in, you should see the clip come in on both sides on the inside of the pipe. But as you can see, it only pops in on one side of the pipe, not the other side. So, and I tried doing it on multiple different angles. I tried putting it on from the bottom, on the top, and for some reason it just doesn't go on even at all. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but whatever side slips in first, that's the side that gets connected inside the charge pipe. But both sides won't. As you can see again, this one on the bottom is locking the charge pipe in, but the one on the top is not. And it's all the way pushed down. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. The only thing I can see is the charge pipe head is way too big. As you can see, it's almost the same diameter here, but where the clip goes in on here, you can see they have it like filed down or ground down a little, so it sits down deeper, which this charge pipe isn't like that. So I think this charge pipe is just a dud in general, because I don't think it's gonna work if the C-clamp isn't fitting correctly. You know, and this is the original factory C-clamp, so I mean, it's definitely not a problem, because I'm gonna pop it back on here. It's not a problem with the clamp. I'm gonna pop the clamp back on here so you guys can see it again. And as you can see the clamp protruding on both sides, locking the charge pipe in, pushing the throttle body lip up against the O-ring. That's what that C-clamp does, but it's not doing it on here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put this charge pipe back, the original charge pipe, back on the X5M, and I'm gonna take it to the track this Wednesday, which is gonna be in this video. So everything's gonna be in this video. I'm gonna take it back to the track and I'm gonna run it with this charge pipe, which I don't trust this charge pipe because you're supposed to change this charge pipe. So hopefully it holds up, but we'll be able to see if I got the power back anyways. And I'm gonna run it with the boot mod transmission tune, stage 2 engine tune, and with the factory transmission tune and the boot mod stage 2 engine tune, and we'll see if we got that power back. As you can see, the old charge pipe is in the, rest in peace to that piece of shit. And I got the factory charge pipe back in. The only thing I wasn't able to do with the factory charge pipe is put the original clamp back on it, because I don't know what I did with it. So I'm gonna go to the parts store and get a 3-inch clamp to put on there, worm screw clamp or whatever it's called. But as you can see, let me zoom in here. As you can see, the fitment is perfect all the way across the throttle body there. There's no sagging. Like on this right side here, it was sagging down and you can see the shiny part of the throttle body lip. So I knew it had to be leaking. So I'm glad that's out of here. But like I told you, I'm gonna tell you why I took this off. As you can see, it's oil splattered up all over the engine cover. And that's because, and this is my second one I bought for the X5 gang. This is the second one that's not the first one. And as you can see, it sits kind of like to the side here when it's in. So whenever the whatever valve inside is supposed to be stopping stuff from leaking out, it's not, because it's too far to the side. And I thought it was because I had the first gen and they had problems with the first gen, which I have the first gen oil breathing on here and it works fine. No oil ever splattered on here. But with this, the oil is getting out and you can see how dark that is? That's oil getting out and it's getting all over the engine bay. So I'm just gonna take that out. If you have an X5 or X6 35i, don't buy this. Find a different crankcase method, crankcase ventilation method, maybe like a catch can or something like that. Or who know, I don't know, you know, if I find something else, I'm gonna let you guys know. But I'm gonna go to the parts store and get this clamp and make sure everything runs right. And the next thing you guys are gonna see is me at the track back. What's swinging, gang? So I'm on the way to the track right now. You know, I got the OEM charge pipe back on and I'm finna see if that fixes the problem we having with the truck. So I also ordered a ER charge pipe. I was gonna go with the VSRF charge pipe, but I decided to go with the ER charge pipe because I already have the ER down pipe and the fitment was perfect. You know, I had no problems with the ER down pipe. That's why I went with the ER charge pipe. It is pretty expensive. Like I got it on sale for $250 something, I think. So it is pretty expensive, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it. Like I say, the fitment is great on the charge pipe. I mean on the down pipe, so I'm sure it's good on the charge pipe. But you guys already know how it is. If you watched any of my other track videos, you know I run it round, let you see what's out there, and then we're gonna get on that track. I also got my draggy, so I'm gonna get some draggy times in the draggy video also. So let's get to this track. I'm actually on the track right now, literally. A Mustang broke down or something, if you can see him down there. But I got the draggy set up. I'm gonna have it on video so you guys can get the video also. And they got me racing a Corvette out of all things. They know I weigh 4,700 pounds and they got me racing a Corvette. Man, look at him. The X5 finna get his ass towed. Yeah, but as soon as they get the Mustang moved out of the way, I'm gonna get a chance to get the first run in. And remember, this first run is without the boot mode 3 transmission tune. My next run, I'm gonna tune the transmission, but right now it's the factory transmission tune and boot mod stage 2, or boot mod, however you pronounce it, stage 2 engine tune with my factory charge pipe. I brought my other charge pipe with me, the one that doesn't work, it leaks, just in case the factory pipe blows up. So let's hope that the factory pipe don't blow up either.
$30, $60, quarter mile, half mile.
All right, gang, I'm flashing. I just had the first run and I'm flashing the transmission now. So I'm putting the boot mod transmission tune on. In the first run, I think it was better than the last run I ran. All right, gang, I got the boot mod transmission tune on. This run, it's a little bit better than last time. A 14:11. When last time it was a higher time, so you know it might be because of the stock charge pipe is so small for the type of boost, you know, but I'm not in the 13s yet, and I'm not gonna be happy until I'm in the 13s with the stage 2, you know, at least a 13.9. So I'm gonna see what putting the boot mod transmission tune on is gonna do, since it comes with the engine tune. And I also, when I get the ER charge pipe put on, I'm gonna bring it back to the track and see if I can run a better time. But if none of that stuff works, then it's just because it's the rear-wheel drive version of this truck. I mean, there's no other explanation, you know. So, or it's another boost leak somewhere. So I'm gonna do this run and see what this run comes up with.
We have an SRT10 Ram here. There's one up against, I think, an X6 or 5. Full shot for the SP, or the X5, sorry. So, but 1369 is not bad for a SRT10 Viper.
All right, guys, the time I just ran with the transmission tune was a little faster, and I'm almost in the 13s, but I'm not there yet. But I think I found out a problem I might be having. I don't have the traction control off. I've been racing with limited. I've been racing with like kind of like MDM and the M cars. It's kind of like a DSC off, but it still has some type of driver stability control. So I'm gonna turn the traction control all the way off this time. Sorry I'm so close to the camera, but it's loud out here and I don't have my tripod. So I'm gonna turn the traction control all the way off this time and see if I can break into the 13. So let's see what this third run's the charm. And then it might be the factory charge pipe too. The factory charge pipe is so skinny compared to the aftermarket charge pipe. So when the new charge pipe gets here, I'm gonna bring it back and do another run. I'm gonna bring it back and do another run when the new charge pipe gets here. So
30, 60, 1/4 mile.
So on this run, this third run I just ran was my slowest run tonight, and that's because I'm so busy trying to set up the draggy that about time the light turned, I didn't have time enough to get in the good boost before I could cut the light. So on that one, it was a 14.2, pretty much like the old times I was running. So this time, I'm not doing any draggy messing around, none of that other bull crap. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I can show the time slip. You know, if I want to do draggy runs, I do them like on a secluded street that really don't got, you know, any cars on it or something. But for the track, I'm only doing track slips from now on. So no more draggy runs on the track, because it's too much to set up to keep resetting the time, then get the video started and all of that while you trying to pre-stage. You know, I mean, it's not worth doing all of that. You know, then I can't even get mentally and physically ready, you know, so I'm not doing that anymore. Alright, gang. So I got news, and I don't know if it's good news or bad news. Well, the kind of good news is the car is actually, the X5 is actually faster than it was, because I think I ran a 14.25 at 96 miles an hour, and my fastest time here is almost a 13.9. It was a 14.053 at 97.1 miles an hour or something, like 97.2 miles an hour was my fastest trap speed. So, you know, a little bit over 90, a little bit over another 1.5 miles per hour. So that's nothing to be like super happy about, because like I told you before, and I'm gonna show you again, you know, guys are getting way more out of it. And I thought that it might be because my car is in a M Sport that the differential might be different. But I researched it, and the final, the axle gear ratio is the same. You know, no matter if you got the X drive or S drive, you know, the final gear ratio is the exact same. So that isn't it. You know, but it could be my factory charge pipe. My factory charge pipe is like 2.5 inches or 2 inches in diameter, when the aftermarket charge pipe is almost 3.5 inches or somewhere around there, maybe more. So it could be that, you know, it's a bottleneck now since I have my my factory charge pipe back on there. But the small gain in performance could be because the charge pipe isn't leaking anymore like the old aftermarket one. So when the new ER charge pipe gets in, I'm gonna pop that in and take it back to the track and see if it's a different, which it should be, but I'm not positive, you know. And if I do that and it's not really a difference, then I'm gonna take it to BMW to get it checked out to look for any vacuum leaks or boost leaks or something like that, because not every boost leak or vacuum leak will throw a code or some type of malfunction on the computer. So I'm not incredibly pleased with these times, but a faster time means we headed in the right direction, because I would hate to pull this car out of my project portfolio. You know, I want to go ahead and finish this car. It's already hard enough that they don't make turbo inlets or outlets for the SUVs like they do for the N55s on the cars. So even if I do upgrade the turbo to a pure stage 2, I have to get a custom inlet and outlet made because they don't make them for the SUVs, you know. So it's just like, I don't know, the aftermarket just don't care about the SUVs. Even my X6M, the only thing they make is downpipes. That's pretty much it. Everything else I'm doing to my car, I gotta get custom made. You know, so I wish it was a bigger aftermarket for the SUVs, and if I had the money, you know, when I get the money, I'm gonna make sure that I put some type of aftermarket parts out there for the SUVs. Yeah, when that charge pipe gets in, man, we're gonna take it back to the track, see what it does. Like I say, I'm not happy with these trash times. You know, I'm not happy with the X5 at all. You know, so I don't know. We'll see how it's gonna go from here. Cause I'm not putting any more money into a car that doesn't have potential. And sure, true, you can say, well, just put the boost in there, put the meth in there, put the E50, E30 in there to run harder. Who cares? Because after I put another $10,000 in that car, $5,000 in that car, and mods and labor, you know, turbos, meth, direct meth injection, stage 2 high pressure fuel pump. The same guys who are running faster than me now, if they do those same mods, they're still gonna be faster than me. It's not like that's gonna make me catch up. You know, it doesn't work like that. You know, they're still gonna be faster than me. So I'm still gonna have that handicap just thousands of dollars later. So I got an expensive handicapped SUV. So I need to find out exactly what that handicap is. So until I do that, you know, that project is probably on hold for right now until I find out what's wrong with it. You know, I'm almost done with the X6M anyways. I have the fuel pumps out. Well, the fuel pumps are on their way. F90 M5 fuel pumps. I'm gonna do a video on that. Cause I know you guys like, what? He putting the new 2020 M5 fuel pumps on this SUV? Yeah, they'll fit on that, definitely. And I'll be able to run the ethanol tune with them. Never heard of those big trucks with ethanol either, have you? But that's the plans, guys. Like I said, I don't want to keep repeating it, you know. I don't like the times. Charge pipe on the way. We getting back to the track. And auto, let's stop.